Welcome friends, today we're thrilled to present a new counter guide for Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. Get ready as we dive into the world of Superheavy Samurai. The Superheavy Samurai deck is making its grand debut into the Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel ladder thanks to the newest support coming in for the January 2024 update. We're here to ensure you're fully prepped to take them on. Our guide will delve into the archetypes overview, its playstyles, its choke points, plus we'll provide essential tips on when to Ash, Maxi, and Imperm, along with insights on direct counters, board breakers, and floodgates to help you dismantle their strategy. Rumored to already be a tier 1 deck right out of the gate, it's tough to predict its impact, especially with Konami's pattern for releasing emergency forbidden and limited list changes mid-format. So before we jump into this counter guide, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and join the conversation in the comments below. Your support is invaluable in helping our channel grow. Now let's jump into the counter guide. With the introduction of Superheavy Samurai support, this once obscure anime synchro deck has transformed into a formidable contender, reaching tier 1 status briefly in the TCG. I anticipated achieving similar if not greater success in Master Duel, especially within the single elimination format. This deck boasts a plethora of 1-card starters, a Link 1 Monster Reborn, and even its own Rhoda, notably not even once per turn. Superheavy Samurai operates similarly to decks like Adamancipator and Dragon Link, focusing on constructing intimidating boards featuring key cards such as Baron, Theron King Regulus for disruption, including Appaloosa. They even tech in yugioh for consistency and Abyss Dweller Baguska to control the graveyard and stifle opponent monsters' effects, and as a safety net even tech in Zeus to destroy the entire board. Uniquely, this deck runs no spells or traps, as they would interfere with the Superheavy Samurai monster effects and core. Instead, it focuses on an aggressive strategy of Link and Synchro spamming, special summoning to overwhelm opponents with potential OTK, FTK plays, and being backed by an arsenal of over 12 hand traps or more, so expect fun interactive games. But every deck has its weaknesses. We're going to explore how to effectively use Ash, Maxi, and Imperm against Superheavy Samurai, then dive into the best direct counters, board breakers, and conclude with an overview of effective floodgates. As we've discussed earlier, the Superheavy Samurai archetype exhibits gameplay characteristics similar to Adamancipator and Dragon Link, particularly in its relentless searching, special summoning, and active utilization of the graveyard. Therefore, knowing when to strategically activate Ash Blossom, Maxi, and Infinite Impermanence is vital to disrupt or halt the Superheavy Samurai deck effectively. The key choke points depend on the Superheavy variant you're facing. However, it's often observed that the deck heavily relies on hand traps and plays in a pure variant, making it potentially more straightforward to counter on Master Duel for players aiming to swiftly beat this deck. Superheavy Samurai Wagon. This card is akin to the Stratos of Superheavy Samurai, frequently leading to the search and addition of Soul Piercer from the deck to hand, hence it's an excellent target for Ash Blossom or Impermanence. Superheavy Soul Piercer. Here, Ash is your go-to counter, activated promptly when Soul Piercer triggers in the graveyard. Importantly, remember that Soul Piercer's effect is not limited to once per turn. Superheavy Samurai Motorbike. With the deck's lack of spells and traps, Motorbike is consistently a threat. It sends itself from the hand to graveyard to fetch another Superheavy Samurai monster from the deck, also enabling Axel Stardust Synchron plays for synchro scaling due to its level 2 status. And Superheavy Wakaushi. Target this card as it serves both as an extender and a tuner, crucial for their synchro plays and self-recycling. It's less vulnerable to impermanence but susceptible to both Ash and Maxi. Our strategy centers on preempting the Superheavy Samurai's momentum building. Choosing between Ash Blossom, Maxi, and Impermanence presents its own challenges. Generally, Impermanence is less effective against the deck. The more impactful choices are Ash Blossom and Maxi. Utilize Maxi during the draw phase instead of the standby phase or main phase for maximum effect. When using Ash Blossom, it's crucial to prioritize your targets based on the situation and game state. In a typical scenario, focus on these Ash targets in descending order. We've got Wakaushi, Motorbike, Soul Piercer, notably again not once per turn, and Wagon. Now that we've covered when to Ash, when to Imperm, and when to Maxi, let's explore the top 5 counters that can effectively dismantle the Superheavy Samurai strategy. The best counter. I'm not kidding. The best counter against the Super Heavy Samurai deck is Deck Devastation Virus. This card needs little introduction, but for those new to it, here's the breakdown. Think Branded, Vanquish Soul, Labyrinth, Dragon Link, decks that can literally tech in or run Deck Devastation Virus. Deck Devastation Virus can be a game changer against Super Heavy Samurai. Why? Because their strategy primarily revolves around monsters with low attack stats, no spells, no traps, a ton of hand traps. Deploy this card and you can practically dismantle their entire strategy instantly. Droll and Lockbird, welcome to the Droll format. Officially, at least now, Super Heavy Samurai's Achilles heel is their lack of spells, making them vulnerable to Droll and Lockbird. This card acts as a crucial disruptor, blocking their key searches and additions, which are essential for their extra deck plays. When Droll is played, Super Heavy Samurai might as well concede unless you have an effective counterattack ready. I mean, I do not expect it. Dimension Shifter, the bane of every meta Yu-Gi-Oh deck's existence. Admittedly, this card can be a bit of a gamble due to its limited availability in Master Duel. Currently it's at 2. However, its impact cannot be overstated. By denying graveyard access, Dimension Shifter shuts down not just Super Heavy Samurai's core strategies, but also affects other meta decks universally. It's a high risk, high reward play that can guarantee victory if used appropriately and within great timing. Nibiru the Primal Being, often known as Nib, this card is a direct counter that many seasoned players anticipate. To effectively use Nibiru, timing is critical, ideally activated just before your opponent stabilizes their board with Barone. If Barone is not among the first few summons, seize the opportunity to disrupt their board with Nibiru on exactly the 5th summon. And the last card on our 5 direct counters list, we've got Dark Ruler No More. This is a solid option for breaking through formidable boards, universally similar to Nibiru, Dimension Shifter, but be cautious. It's essential to have a follow-up plan. If you activate Dark Ruler No More against the Super Heavy Samurai strategy, you better hope that you can break that board in its entirety. Since Super Heavy Samurai often have a handful of hand traps, breaking their board without a follow-up can backfire, and they will come back and hit you harder and probably FTK OTK you because they are just crazy resilient and have amazing recovery. Remember, these counters have been battle tested in the TCG and have shown significant effectiveness in my experience. However, keep in mind that not every counter will synergize with your deck style, strategy, and play style. Testing each counter is crucial before fully committing to it. Moving on to board breakers, let's delve into these cards now. Essential tools for turning the tide in a game. Remember, while these can be game changers, the Super Heavy Samurai deck is known for its resilience and formidable offense and defensive capabilities. Kurikara, this card has been a game changer in my deck for the past 3 formats on Master Duel. Running it at a 1-to-2 ratio, Kurikara excels at breaking opponent boards and also gifts you at the end phase with an extra monster through its end phase effect. We've got Kaijus, Lava Golem, Sphere Mode. These are similar to Kurikara but offer a safer approach as their only requirement is meeting their tribute conditions. They are incredibly effective at breaking Super Heavy Samurai's board, but while a single Kaiju might not always do the trick, Lava Golem can be a little bit more of a decisive play if you can afford to sacrifice your normal summon, or you might want to consider using Sphere Mode for a more significant impact. And the last 2 cards that we have here on our board breakers list are not board breaker cards per se, but they are board preventer cards. We've got Ghost Ogre and DD Crow. While not traditionally board breakers, they serve as a preemptive board disruption. By targeting cards like Motorbike or Soul Piercer with DD Crow, you can disrupt their plays before they can even begin to touch their extra deck, and Ghost Ogre on the other hand can be used to target Wakaushi, preventing synchro and extension plays, or even target Benkei to thwart their Link 1 plays, and Scarecrow to stop their scaling. Board breakers are pivotal aspects of the game, especially when facing a deck as robust as Super Heavy Samurai. Utilizing these tools effectively can shift the momentum in your favor. Now, let's switch gears and talk about floodgates. In Master Duel, a variety of floodgates are available, but their impact can be quite nuanced due to the intricacies of the game's mechanics. After wrestling with the math and strategy of the game, we've pinpointed the top 5 most effective floodgates based on our battles against Super Heavy Samurai in the TCG. Let's dive into the world of floodgates, key elements that can significantly hinder the strategy. Deck lockdown. This is akin to a tactical Droll. When deployed, it stalls Super Heavy Samurai's search capabilities for 2 whole turns, often leading them to a dead end. With no immediate counter available against the deck lockdown, watch them struggle to maintain momentum or have them surrender. Summon Limit, often a silver bullet against many meta decks, Summon Limit impacts Super Heavy Samurai uniquely. Their reliance on monster plays without the option to side in spells or traps makes this a formidable choice. It forces them into resource-intensive plays to remove it from the board. No Material, Spellbound, and Dimensional Barrier, all with similar effect capabilities. These cards effectively lock out the extra deck for an entire turn. Against a deck relying on little monsters with low attack stats, preventing their extra deck plays leaves them with minimal and mediocre offensive options and boards. With Spellbound, call Links. With Dimensional Barrier, call XYZs or Synchros. With no material, you can't even use that one monster that you want to utilize to go into an extra deck play, so this is our fairly solid floodgate. Anti-Spell Fragrance. Not only does this card hamper Benkei and Wakaushi, but its universal applicability makes it a threat to other meta decks as well, rendering a versatile choice in your arsenal if you can't set your pendulums. Because of Anti-Spell Fragrance, good luck going into your solid and full power plays. And the last card on our floodgates list, this is one that I've been testing, that I've been having a lot of success with, but it's kind of hit or miss. I want to say it's about a 7 out of a 10 right now, being that we are in single elimination, but that card is Prohibition. A bit of a hidden gem, Prohibition can be tailored to call out key cards like Wakaushi, Soul Piercer, Scarecrow, and even Barone if you want to get a little petty. That's pretty funny, right? This adaptability makes it a potent tool against Super Heavy Samurai. However, keep in mind its situational nature within the broader meta. Well, there you have it, folks. I hope this guide provides you with valuable insights for the upcoming meta shift. Whether it ascends to tier 1 status remains to be seen. As always, thank you for being a vibrant part of the community and for your active participation on our channel. Don't forget to share your thoughts, like, comment, and subscribe for more counter strategies. And we are open to feedback, constructive criticism on how we can improve these counter guides, because we want to make them as insightful and meaningful for you as a player so that you are fully aware on how to be tactical when playing against these meta strategies. We're excited to see you climb the ranks on the ranked ladder here on Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, and I will see you in the ranked ladder as well. Take care, my friends.